Aneri, oh my God, હું તો એટલો રાજી થયો છો કે તમે ખતરો કે ખિલાડીમાં જવાના છો. So firstly, a huge congratulations on this big feat. I mean, how are you feeling about, the Dar and the Dare? That's the theme this year. How are you feeling?
I am very excited, very nervous at the same time, but I'm looking forward to this new journey because I've never experienced anything like this ever before. Going out of my comfort zone is like the biggest khatra for me right now. So how very excited, very happy to start my new journey with Khatron Ke Khiladi.
Now, I mean, we've got to talk about Anupamaa because obviously that show has been immense. I think
Right.
it's got such immense popularity. I think in a long time, I've seen such an Indian TV show do so well. So I think
Right.
for you to leave that successful show in a very, very powerful role that you did, to do a show like this, what determined you to take up this decision?
Uh, I'm a very unpredictable person myself. So when I was offered Khatro while I was doing Anupamaa, it was just my instinct. I said I should just go out of the box and try something new. And I just said a yes to Khatro, and I told Rajan sir that, sir, I'm doing Khatro and I would have to quit Anupamaa. He was very happy for me because at the end it is Anupama's show. The show is all about Anupama, and I would like to do something which is my own show, which is where I play the protagonist, and I've always played the protagonist. But because the show, this character was so powerful that I just could not say no to it.
Right. Now, I think what I loved about you, Aneri, in fact, not just in Anupamaa, but I think in all the shows that you've done, they've always championed a very important societal subject. And I think for me, what I take away from your character in Anupamaa, it's also about the fact that you suffered domestic violence, it suffered mental health issues. Even in Nisha or Uske Cousins, your character faced abuse. Even again, your first show, which was, I believe, Kali Ek Punaravtar, which again, it was a very strong feminist show, about getting justice. So, how much do these subjects actually matter to you in your life? I mean, especially when it comes to mental health, how important is it to show this through the Indian television space, I think, to reach the domestic audiences?
I think it is the most important thing right now. It is very, very important for a person to talk about it. Luckily, God has put me in this position where I can showcase it to people that how difficult it is for a person who is mentally challenged, who has suffered domestic violence. It is something that one person can never, never, ever imagine what that person goes through. A lot of times when you meet a person and you're like, oh, this person does not talk to me properly, or why is she so weird, or why, there's always a reason that the person is not behaving in a certain way. Like we always say ki tali kabhi ek haath se nahi bajti hai.
Right.
I always believe that if a person does not behave correctly with you or is a little off, or it's not because they have attitude problem. Some people might have it, but some people do not talk to you properly, or they don't want to talk to you, or they space themselves out, is because there are so many people who are abused in different ways and they cannot talk about it.
Right.
I'm so glad that when I with Nishar uske cousins also, when I spoke about domestic violence, when I spoke about domestic violence in Anupamaa, a lot of people came forward and spoke about what happened to them in their lives, and that made them feel so light. So talking it out, sharing it to, I'm not saying share it on social media, but sharing it to a person also can make you mentally so peaceful. And I'm so glad that people have appreciated my performances, because it takes a lot for an actor to perform something like this. It still gives me chills whenever I even talk about it, because it's one of the most difficult genre for an actor to make people believe that this thing is really, really hard, and it's not as easy as it looks.
So what keeps you mentally strong in life, and how do you think that strength will help you in your journey in Khatron Ke Khiladi?
I am a very family-oriented very family-oriented girl. So when I feel like, I'm low on energy or I don't feel good about myself, I just talk to my family members, my friends, and I'm back at it. So hopefully, Khatron Ke Khiladi, I'm going to face a lot of new challenges. I'm going to meet a lot of new people, and with God's blessings and everybody's blessings, this is going to be a crazy thing for me.
Okay, so what do you fear the most then? Because obviously, like I said,
I don't know. I really don't know because I've never experienced anything like this ever in my life. I've just been working all day, all night. So this is the reason that I've taken up Khatron Ke Khiladi. So I will know that what are my fears.
wonderful. Well, I think it would be great to see you on the show. I'm looking forward to seeing this very new avatar of Aneri Vajani. I think it's going to be fantastic,
Thank
and I'm
you.
glad to see a fellow Gujarati again doing very well.
Yeah.
So mane boj maja aase Giovanni, and I can't wait to see.
Please, Jojo, and बहुत બધું pray करजो.
Definitely wonderful. Wishing you all the very best, Aneri, and
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see you rock it in South Africa.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Anuj.
Bye
See you.
bye. Bye
Bye.
bye. Sriti, it's absolutely wonderful to see you going for Khatron Ke Khiladi. I mean, you have been Pragya. I mean, everyone pretty much recognized you as Pragya for, I think, a longest time in your career. So, how are you feeling about finally people getting to see Sriti Jha, like, throughout this whole process?
I'm a little nervous about that because I've been comfortable playing fictional characters in front of the camera. So I don't know how the audience is going to react to see the real me, because I could sometimes come across as an absolutely boring and uninteresting person. So I hope that doesn't happen, because that will be disheartening.
Right.
Having said that, I am looking forward to the tasks on the show.
Right. Concept, which is obviously about dar ke aage dare. So, how were you able to relate with that concept, actually?
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, I relate to the fact that Turkey Agi dare. It's only when you face your fears is when you dare to do something. So I completely agree with it, and I'd like to dare to do all these things and sort of face my fears.
In terms of fears, what sort of fears do you have in life, Sriti? What scares you the most?
Everything, actually, everything scares me. I'm scared of heights. I'm not comfortable in water. I'm scared of animals. So yeah, I this will be quite a process of evolution for me as a person.
Right, right. And in terms of we were talking about your identity as well as Pragya, and obviously it's a very popular character. I mean, I used to love Kumkum Bhagya. In fact, it came at a very important time in my life as well. So I have a lot of memories attached to it as well. But I think when you are playing a character like this, which is so popular for the longest amount of time, with a show like Khatron Ke Khiladi, I mean, how important is it for actors to go through this process to perhaps I guess, shrug off that image that they've created? How important is it actually?
It's not actually, because we're also dependent on scripts, right? We can just like do different scripts and like break and make an image as and when it comes. I don't think personally, for me, making or creating an image apart from my acting job is really important to me, because who I am is who I am, and nobody gets to have a say in that, right?
Right.
As long as I'm not being violent or I'm not spreading hate, I think it's all right to be who I am. Not just because I'm doing Khatron Ke Khiladi does not mean that it's an active decision to break a certain image. It's not. I'm doing the show because I just decided to do the show, and I'm okay with people having an image of me, as long as it doesn't give them pain or it does not promote any kind of hate. I'm okay with having an image of mine, because it doesn't change anything in my life at all.
Right. You're so lovely. I mean, that's so wonderful to hear. But I think, in terms of the contestant lists, I mean, do you know anyone that's participating this year? I mean, how is your camaraderie like with some of the people and your fellow contestants this year?
So, among the fellow contestants, everyone who's worked on television, I have had the opportunity to have met them. over the years, and it's always been pleasant. And but it's a very versatile group of contestants this time.
Yeah,
So it's
true.
nice to interact with everyone. And we're all going into another country. We're going to be away from home. We're going to have these moments, and we're going to be so afraid. So I'm sure we're going to look towards each other for care and comfort. And we'll all grow together as people, I think, because there are choreographers, there are people from the internet, there is people from comedy, there are people from poetry. So it'll be such a motley group of people and talent there. I think it's going to be incredible amount of fun.
It's a bit of a biryani, isn't it, this year of
Oh,
contestants?
today, all sorts of stuff in it.
Absolutely, no, very true. But what would you say is your greatest strength, Sriti, as a person, and how do you think that strength will help you in conquering the tasks and some of the stunts that will be posed to you?
I don't know how much it will help me to conquer tasks as such, but I think I'm looking forward to having fun doing whatever I do. I think that will contribute as a strength, as pompous as it may sound. Uh, and weakness would be I don't do well with time limits. I'm not competitive at all.
Right.
So that might, I'm very, like, as a person, I have a very leisurely approach to life in general.
That's fun.
So I think like winning is not a good objective. Like it's not something that I look for all the time. So that I think could be my weakness.
Oh no, don't say that. I think you'll be. I think once you start doing the tasks, I think apne aap wo josh aa jayegi. You know.
That's, all my people here are also saying once you go there, you might become competitive or might want to do it better than the other person. But
Yeah.
so far in my life, I like to approach things at my own pace and make mistakes and try to do things again and again. But this time,
Absolutely.
do or die.
I mean, look at, I mean, Divyanka, she did fantastically last year. I mean, I'm not sure if you followed it last year, but she was brilliant. So, it's, I mean, it must be quite inspiring for you to see a lot of your fellow colleagues. I mean, have you spoken to any of your fellow colleagues about
Uh,
this?
I haven't spoken to Divyanka, but I agree with you. Definitely, she was very inspiring in the last season, and she was amazing in all her tasks. So sincere and so strong. But I have spoken to Asha Negi about Khatron, and she said that it's going to be fun. You're going to be afraid every day, but it's not an opportunity that one should let go. And she was actually one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and do this show.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. Well, I think it's wonderful to hear that as well. And I think even again, you both are such talented individuals. And I think I'm really looking forward to seeing this Naya avatar of Sriti, or this avatar that perhaps we've never seen before of you on Khatron Ke Khiladi. And I think you're going to be amazing. So just wanted to wish you all the very best, Sriti, and can't wait to see you conquer the heights of the mountains and everything in the show.
Thank you so much.
Lovely, wonderful. Wishing all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Love.